Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will talk about 5 best chart plugins in WordPress. So let's get started. So the first plugin on the list is the Chart Builder by IcePro, and you can see that I've already installed and activated the plugin, and this is my dashboard. And for creating the new chart, all we need to do is to click on the Add New button. So now let's click on the Add New button and see what will happen. Here are all the possible chart types that the Chart Builder plugin offers us. You can see that there are advanced chart types are available in this plugin. For example, geo chart, org chart, organizational chart, area chart, and so on. But for this video tutorial, we will choose the line chart, and as you can see here we have view demo button, and by clicking on this button we will move to the official website, and we can see that there is a demonstration of how our line chart, for example, will look like. So you can just take a look all these demos and choose the convenient option for you. So as we have already chosen the line chart, let's click on the next button. Here it is. Here you can see that we have already added some information here, which is by default added to the plugin, so you can just quickly understand how it will look like. So here is the title section. You can just write your title here. Let it be, in this case, let it be geography. Also, you can see that there are various sources from which you can import the data. For example, you can import the data from a file. Here you can choose a CSV file and upload it, and your data will be displayed on this chart. Here we have an example. Let's click on it and it will be downloaded. And now let's choose the same file, upload it, and see what will happen. Let's click on the shown chart button, and here it is. Our data is already imported to the chart immediately. So this is the first way that you can import your data. So the second possible option for us for importing the data to the Chart Builder plugin is to connect to Google Sheets. That is, all the data that you have already created in your Google Sheets can be displayed in this chart. For that, all you need to do is to enable the Google integration by clicking on this anchor text, let's say, and here you can see that there is an instruction. You must follow it and add your Google Client ID, Google Client secret key, and click on the connect button. Also, here is a tutorial that you can just watch and do it in seconds. But after that, do not forget to click on the Save Changes button, otherwise the integration will not be connected. So now let's go back and see what other options we have here. Also, we can connect to our database as well. You can just add your query here and click on the Save Query button. And as in all previously mentioned examples, here as well, your data will be imported right to the chart in seconds. And at the moment, I do not have a query here, so we will skip this part. I will not add it, but you can do it yourself and write on the comments how it was. So finally, the last one, and I guess this is the easiest way for you to display a chart in case you have a blog or a website, you want to add some data, take a picture of it and include it right to your article. You can do it manually. So if you have a data, just write here the title of it, the second one, and write your own options here. For example, you can change it, you can add a row, and so on. Also, you can just add a column here. It is very easy. And again, as in all examples, just click on the Show on Chart button and see the changes right on your dashboard. So these are all the possible options for importing the data, and now let's move to the settings tab and see what we have here. So the first one here is the general settings. Here we can see that we have a chart status option, which means we can, by enabling or disabling this option, we will choose whether we want this chart to be active or not. Here we can add the chart description. Again, let's write geography, and it will. The second option is styles. Here we can choose the dimensions for your chart, for example the width, height, chart title, color, and so on. You are free to do the changes that are convenient for you. Tooltips. So tooltips are responsible for choosing the triggers, whether we want to display the result by hovering when selected, or even we just can disable it as well. So the second one is show color code. Also, you can see that for all the options we have tooltips, which can be useful for you in case you do not understand how this option works. You can just click on it and see the description of it. And focus target. Also, here is a section for the legend, and I guess that's all for the settings tab. Now here we can see that besides of this section we have another general settings. Let's click on it and see what it is responsible for. Here we can see that the general settings tab is responsible for the general settings of our chart. For example, in case you want to add permission to a chart builder plugin, here we're able to add the user roles, and the user who have, for example, the editor user role will be able to have the access to the chart builder menu. The same you can do is for the data, that is, you can choose a user role, and that user will be able then to see the data for the charts. Here we can see that you have the ability to choose the chart list table. By default it is 5, but you can change the number. So now let's go back to our dashboard and see how our chart will be displayed on the front end. For that, you will need to click on the save button, which I've already did, and after that the system will generate a separate shortcut for us, which we will need to copy and paste into any post or page. So now let's quickly do it and see the final result. So here we are. Let's paste the shortcut here and click on the preview button before publishing it to see if everything works fine here. Let's wait, and here we are. Here we can see that, as in the dashboard on the front end as well, the line chart looks perfect. You are free to add your data and display it right on your WordPress website. The second one is the visualizer. Here again, I've already installed and activated it, and this is what we will see. But before this, there was some kind of demonstration. I already done this part to understand how the plugin works. So after installing and uploading the plugin, you can see it as well. And after skipping this part, this is our dashboard. On the right side, we can see that the plugin already shows us what the pro version of the plugin has, and here is the list of the features. You can click on the view more features button, and then you will be moved to their official website and learn more about the plugin from there. Now let's go back to our dashboard. And as you can see, for creating our chart, we will need to click on the add new button, and here are all the possible chart types as well. The plugin has various chart types, as you can see, but the majority of them are for the premium users. So here we can see that we have only 4 options for the free users, and let's choose the pie or donut chart and click on the next button. So after choosing the pie chart, here what we will have, as in the chart builder, here again we have some sources from which we can import our data, and the first one is import data from file. Here again we will need to just upload the CSV file. The second option is import data from your URL. Here you can just write the URL of your CSV instead of uploading it, and choose how many times you want to use this information, but one time is only available in the free version. For more, you will need to again upgrade to the pro version of the plugin. The second option is import from the JSON file format. Here you can create your parameters and then upload it. Another option for us is importing the data from other chart, but this option is pro as well as other three ones as well. And if I am not mistaken, for this for this source, let's say, you will need to import the data by just clicking on the import chart button, and all the data will be displayed here immediately. So another option here is import from WordPress, again for the pro users. And here you will have a chance to choose how often you want the data to refresh, but as this option is pro as well, unfortunately we will skip this part. Another one is import from database. Again, as in chart builder, you will need to add your query here. And finally, the manual data. So you can write your own data manually and do it in seconds. So you will need to add your data manually, write anything you want, no import or export options are needed here. So besides the sources, here we also have the settings tab, where we have general settings, which is responsible for title, font styles. Here various font styles are available here, and pie settings. You can add your own dimensions here and make it look convenient for you, or match it to your website. So you are free to make any changes here. There are various options. I will not talk about them one by one. You can install this plugin and see. I will recommend you this plugin because it has various options, but in case you want to create an advanced chart but do not want to use a pro version, unfortunately this one will not be convenient for you because the majority of features are available only on the pro version. So now let's skip all these parts and click on the create chart button and see what will happen here. And here we are. As you can see, I haven't made any changes and haven't imported any data from other charts or from a CSV file. I just make use of the demo version that is available in the plugin. And after doing all the changes and by clicking on the create chart button, here you will have your own data uploaded, and in this case it was the demo. And now you will ask me how to display it on my front end. Very easy. Here we can see that there are various icons available here, and the first one is the copy shortcut. The system already generates a separate shortcut for us, and by clicking on this icon we will copy the shortcut. Here you can see a confirmation box, and the shortcut is already copied. But besides it, you can download a PNG version of this in case you want to add a chart image on your article or on your website. It's an easy way to do it. You can export the CSV file by just clicking here, or you can just duplicate it and move on. But this one is responsible for the edit. In case you have forgotten some changes that you must do, by clicking on that icon you will back to the edit page and do all the changes again, and if you are sure that everything is done, click on the save chart button. So now let's go to our page and paste the shortcut and see how it will look like on our front end. So as our shortcode is already copied, you can go to any post or page again, paste it and display this chart on your front end. And now we are moving to our third plugin, which is WP Dev Art Chart, which is mainly responsible for the organizational charts. And again, I have already activated it, and this is our dashboard. Here we can see that it is very simple, and for creating a new chart we will need to click on the add new button. But for those who just want to see how it will look like, they have a default version or a demo version, and by clicking on it, here you can see an example of the chart. So now we will work on this, and this one will show you what kind of organization chart you can create while using this plugin. In this example, it is, if I'm not mistaken, it is a company structure. Here we have the CEO. In case we want to add another row here, we can just click on the plus icon, yes, and you can just write the title here by just clicking on this icon. And for making any changes to this edit user role, we will need to click on this icon. Here we can write the title, and as it was in the second row, it can be main. And for the description, let's add the marketing head. Now let's click on the update button, and here it is. Our new user role is updated. But in case you want to delete it, just click on this button. I guess this one is really good for those who want to create an organization chart, but I'm afraid that again here the main features aren't available for the free version, and besides creating an organization chart, you will not be able to do anything else. But let's move to other sections and see what the plugin offers us. The themes page is, if I'm not mistaken, responsible for adding the theme of your chart, and here we have the default option, but we can add our own by clicking on the add new button. Here we can choose the general settings of our theme, but unfortunately the majority of options are available only on the pro version of the plugin. For example, only line style and general settings are available for the free version. In the line style, we can choose the height of the line style, line style, and select the line color. And in the general settings, we can choose the responsiveness of our chart. The pop-up themes are responsible for the changes of the pop-up. Again, let's click on the add new button and see what options are available. Again, here we have three sections. The close section is responsible for the way we want to close our pop-up. Here we have overlay, which is mainly about colors, and general settings, which is responsible for the dimensions. The user permissions section, here this section is responsible for adding some limitations or giving some permissions to the users. For example, here we can choose who will have the permission to the charts page. Here are various user roles available, and by default it is for administrator, but you can choose it for the editor, for example. Also, you can choose whether he or she can make some changes to the charts. Another one is for the themes. You can change the user role here as well, and do it for the pop-up themes and so on. But again, do not forget to click on the save button. So this is all about the WP Dev Art chart, which is mainly responsible for the organization charts. Again, I will recommend this one in case you want to create this type of chart, but let's remember that unfortunately the majority of options were available only on the pro version of the plugin. So the fourth one is the M chart. I have activated the plugin, and this is its icon. Unfortunately, the name of the plugin isn't written here, it is just written chart, so be careful to not miss it among these submenus. So for creating our chart, here we'll need to click on the chart button, but unlike the other examples, here we do not have a demonstration of our chart, which I guess isn't good point, because if you have activated the plugin firstly, you will not see what kind of results you can reach with this plugin. But now let's click on the add chart button and create our chart together and see how this plugin works. So let's click on it, and here we can see that we have a section for adding the title. Let it be test here, because I'm not sure what kind of chart we will create, and in case we have any subtitles, we are free to add it as well. Here is the data. For importing the data into our chart, we can make use of the CSV import or export option. For example, let's choose a file from our device. Here we can see that we have a message, which means that importing this file will replace all the existing data, so be careful here. And again, let's click on the import file. Oh, here it is. Our data is already imported very quickly. I'm impressed. Here is our actual chart. As we can see, it is a line chart where the results are displayed. You can change the chart type from here. Let's make it, for example, bar chart. Wow, it looks amazing and it works really fast. Here we can just choose the theme, but let's it keep chart GC. You can just change the height of your chart from here and choose whether you want to display it in columns or in rows. If we have any titles, we can add it here and they will be immediately added to our chart. So as we can see, the main settings are displayed on the dashboard, so there's no need to move to the submenus to add some changes. You can do it right here and quickly see the changes. And here is our shortcode, which we will again need to copy and paste it into any post or page, and our chart will be displayed there. So this plugin works really quickly, and you can just create any kind of chart in seconds and do any changes right from your dashboard. And the last plugin on our list is the WP Charts and Graphs. After installing and activating the plugin, this is what you will see. This plugin isn't like the other ones. It's not an ordinary plugin, I would say, because here you will not be able to see your chart on your dashboard. You will need just to make changes right from here. For example, in case you want to have a pie chart or a line chart and so on, you just need to click here. Whether you want to display legends, you can choose here, add the titles, add values, so make any changes right from here. And after everything is done, you will need to just create on the generate button, and only below you can see how your chart will look like. So here we can see the colors, which you can change from here, but I'm not sure this is an easy way for the user to do so, because in the previous examples there was just a box where all the colors are included and you were able to choose between them. But here you will need to write the colors by yourself. So I guess that's all for this plugin, but I'm sure that they will update it and add other features and make the plugin advanced, because the idea is really interesting here. So this is for those who want to create a chart of like in seconds. So if you are one of them, you can install and activate this plugin and use it. So that's all for today. I hope this video was useful for those who want to create a chart. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to not miss any video.